A nice, bright, beautiful morning. Still no snow, a little bit of ice on the ground. But, uh-oh. Oh no. What? When you start your When you start your morning off with the McDonald's coffee and tools on the truck, tools out of their hiding spots, it's not going to be good. Uh-oh. Yep. She was dead yesterday and I boosted them to leave the house, but they're done this morning. Waking up to no batteries is not a good thing. Well, we got the new ones in there. As you can tell, it's running, so that's good news. The unfortunate thing is we have to go to the old standby bungee cord to hold in the batteries, because anybody that knows that if you don't lube these up and use them too often, they break pretty easy. These are the hold downs that go in here. This is the hold down that goes and holds the battery down. I broke 3 out of 4, so yeah. Next! Beautiful day. Now remember, everything happens in threes, right? So batteries are out this morning on a wake-up call, and then I just get here to a customer to load, and I hear air leaking out of whenever I apply the brakes. And so I find this blue service handle off, and look at it broke right off there somehow. So luckily I carry one, and as you can see, it's supposed to have this little tab on it, and it's missing the tab. So uh-oh, what's number 3 gonna be? So you just unscrew it off of that, and there's where it is. So there's the new one, and here's the broken one. Amazing how that happens. It didn't turn sharp, didn't do nothing. Huh. Woo. It's not even that cold out, but man, when you sit out there and play in it, whoo, she gets a little chilly. Holy cow. Actually, that's the 3rd thing already, I think, is the this here service side of the air brakes, because I didn't film it, but when I did my maiden voyage after the engine rebuild, hit the road, it gets dark, I turn on my headlights, and I'm like, what the heck? They're on, then they're off. Then they're on, then they're off. Flickering, right? So now I'm like, oh, great. And it was only the left side. So I'm like, oh, now I'm going to have to buy a headlight. I'm just looking up ahead here. Hopefully I don't get jinxed. I don't need no more jinxing. I'll show you. Is that a black cat walking in front of me? Son of a gun. So anyway, what I was saying was that the lights were flickering. So pull over, side of the road, it's getting dark, so I need the damn lights, right? And pop the hood, and I notice now, I didn't notice when I was checking the engine before, but I noticed at this particular time there's some grease on the wiring harness that goes to the lights, and it's kind of hanging more so than it ever did before. Did you see it? I didn't see it. Didn't notice it until I went to look at it. So then I'm sorry, I'm just waiting here for to get loaded, so they told me to wait, and they'd come get me. So I'm just seeing there's a guy walking around here. No, not me, I guess. Hurry up and wait. So that wiring harness, so then I went and started playing, and a couple of the pins that go into the connectors, 2 pins were just kind of barely hanging there, so I put them together and lights are on. Just pull them apart a bit, lights are off. Hey! That's an easy one to figure out. So I pulled it all apart and pulled all the zip ties off and redid the pins in there and jammed them in tight and then retaped it all up and zip tied it all up, and now we're doing okay. So I think that was number 1. And then the batteries are number 2. And number 3 was the service supply line on the glad hand there. That's it. No more. Until 2026. We'll start fresh. We'll start fresh. Good morning. Well, we're hard at her here, boys and girls. Loaded a load up yesterday of plate, believe it or not. Hey, weird, hey? Tarped it. Couldn't show much of the tarp in there because the wind was so bad and the rain was so bad and it was so dark. And yeah, so I couldn't show you, but I'll show it to you now here. One thing, you know, when I'm getting ready for the PPE and all that stuff, hold on here, you kind of feel like who's that guy, Mr. Rogers, you know, because you gotta come in here, you get your hat on, you know the "won't you be my neighbor" guy, you know that guy. Here's the load I got. Had to throw a tarp on it. It's pretty low, but 55,000 pounds of plate. But you know, you gotta come in here and you get your boots, right? Gotta pull your boots out. And then you start talking like Mr. Rogers. Well, you know, I'll be your friend if you want to be my friend, and I would sure enjoy it if you were in our neighborhood today. If you could, you know, help somebody out today and put a smile on their face. And remember, everything goes away where it's supposed to go. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? Yeah. Losing it. Here's what it looks like without the tarp on it. Pretty simple. All the old heater's working pretty good. Just sitting here waiting on a load. Nice look at that. All brand new. Looking good. Oh, look at that. One little issue. That shouldn't be doing that there, partner. Okay, well, we'll just tighten that thing up and see what happens. Okay. I've already kind of given her about a 1/8 of a turn here, so I just gotta figure out how to use this metric wrench. Son of a gun, come on now. Don't want to have to break out all the tools to tighten it up. Metric's not the best bet for this, but remember, grunting is always approved. And then once you're done with this stuff, always clean this off so you can see if it's leaking again, right? I'll get a rag and clean all this off so we can kind of see where it's coming from. So. All right, what's next? Well, I decided to break out the tools. That metric wrench was starting to strip it, so let's see if we can put a little tug on this. Pressing too many buttons while I'm tugging. Alright, she moved pretty good, so hopefully that's it. We'll just keep an eye on her. You can see I started to strip it there, but there's O-rings in there that are probably Maybe it just wasn't torqued enough, or there's O-rings in there that maybe might have an issue. We'll keep an eye on it. One thing I really like about these Freightliners is they actually give you a washer fluid jug that can actually hold a jug of fluid, and these actually hold 2 full jugs. So that's what I like about them a lot too. It's the little things, you know. Yeah, they got a big washer fluid jug, but you know, every month you got to go around tighten all the bolts on the thing because it rattles apart. Just sitting here waiting for a load. Since I've gotten back at her, it's a lot of waiting. Nothing to do with me or the truck or the company I work for. Because go back and watch my videos, I've been hauling freight. We got a long weekend. Well, some people call it a long weekend. Remembrance Day. Remember your veterans. I gotta find a poppy. Up here in Canada, we wear poppies to remember the people that have represented Canada all over the world, fighting wars and peacekeeping and all that stuff. You know, when I was a kid, I remember thinking I wanted to be a peacekeeper because it looked rewarding and cool, you know. Canada was well known back then for going around the world and keeping the peace, you know. Not anymore. It's a shame. Damn shame. Alright. Just like that. I don't know about you guys, but I always keep an empty washer fluid jug with me, just because for some reason I always think, actually maybe I should change that today too. I always think that if I ever drop a line and need some coolant, I can at least go find some water somewhere, and at least I'd have at least one jug to make 40 trips back and put some coolant in there. That's my thoughts anyway. Well, still waiting on a call. Well, let's fire this thing up here and make sure, keep them batteries topped up. You know, they're brand new and all, but get you to listen to this as it fires up. It sounds a little different. They've set the idle a little higher. Hey, no air leaks. That beeping, that's just my inverter. Still got that Freightliner or that Detroit diesel. Little pulse. But since I got this from factory, this truck has idled at about 550 RPM. And then for the last couple of years I've noticed it's got a little hiccup when you go to take off with the load on, you know, in the fuel. Like you go to give it the onions to take off from a light or something, and it has a little stumble, and then it catches up, and it never happens again in any other gear, just at takeoff. So this mechanic, he said they found that RPM was just too low for idle. So he's bumped it up to 700 RPMs for idling. And yeah, I don't have that little hiccup anymore when I'm taking off from a light. So, but it's a little hard to get used to, because even 100 RPMs, you can tell the difference in your hearing and how things operate, and it's bugging me. It's idling too high. No, he says that's the way she goes. Well, let me fire up this machine, and because no matter how much you're waiting, there's always one thing you need that's so important in your daily life: coffee. For those of you that are new, I'll just show you how I do my coffee. Actually, in here, of course, I got a table here. I don't have a young lady that accompanies me or anything like that, so no sense having a seat there. I do have a young lady at home, but her love for me and her love for her animals, there's no match, so she stays at home with them animals that she cares for so much. Here's my coffee maker. I got a Keurig that I keep in here. Easy to reach, so a guy can actually do it while he's cruising down the road. Inverter, good stuff. But this table, I mean, it come in handy. I tell you what, it's pretty nice. And don't mind the mess. I just woke up this morning and started throwing. I've made the bed though. I made the bed. We're gonna keep the positive going. We're gonna keep turning that frown upside down. Twist the mustache up so it looks like you're smiling all the time, right? That's how we do it, boys. And we'll keep fighting the good fight. Take care. Bye for now. Ask and you shall receive. Got a load of lumber. Got to keep positive. Turn that mustache up. Keep them mustaches turned up.